we are a manufacturer of labels, and we develop software and service. So if you think of a printer, a label, a software, and service kind of as the components, I think that will make this example make sense. So the example I'll give is a large e-commerce retailer with substantial last mile delivery, right? So, the increase I think we're seeing during COVID, many of our customers are saying their volume's up 70%. It's holiday volume over the past 4 months. So last mile from getting parcels through the supply chain has had its challenge.
Sorry, I just think that is you're clearly an expert. You're in this space. Like you're living and breathing this every day. But yeah, I was curious. This is one of the things that excited about our conversation. Like just to get your vantage point on this number. Did you see numbers for all over there? Those are the numbers, right? 70% increase. But in the context of that, what is that in real terms, like day-to-day terms? Holiday, the holiday season every day. So just
yeah. And that's how they're feeling, right? This was holiday season that's lasted instead of normally, from November and December, then you get a couple weeks of return. This has really lasted since March, right? And it hasn't let down at all for many carriers. So, or for many in the space. So I think if you say that's the challenge, I've got substantial demand coming in. It's tough to build DCs overnight, right? So I've got what I have in terms of conveyors and DCs. So this provider came to us and said, our volume is up. How can you help us? So very simple with the device I talked about, the printer. We have a device that's called a Pathfinder. It's in your hand. On it, you scan the package, you print and apply all in one stroke. And I bring that up, it sounds really basic. Okay, so you scan a package, you print and apply a routing label, all in one stroke. Well, what's so unique about that? The traditional solution today, and seconds matter in supply chain. I'm sure many of your listeners know that. The traditional solution that's out there today is I got a desktop printer behind me. It prints a label. I turn around, I grab that label. The box comes down the line. I apply it. Well, that's a couple seconds. We've taken it from to less than a second. So with someone in there with the device in their hand, they're immediately putting an identity on a product that is giving all the information for the final sort. So you get the first around just the use of a tool, taking it from 2 to 3 seconds of a person putting a label on to fractions of a second, because they can do it all in one motion. Then you'd say, well, what about the label? The label has a specific color to it. It has a specific print quality, so the human readable, you can quickly read it, and it has an amazing amount of adhesion. So you barely have to put it on, and it actually is going to grab, because if obviously you're using this as a last mile routing, the label falling off the box will cause chaos at that point, or when the sortation is happening. And then the final magic is in the software. So by the time you have a shipping label that was probably applied, and this is the craziness of supply chain, it was probably applied 24 to 48 hours ago. We're doing the last mile fulfillment. So it's actually taking one last read of saying, I know the package, I know the shipping label, and it's doing one last optimization to say the driver who's going out is going to have, say, 30 packages. I want to condense the 30 packages he has. I want to be in the tightest area possible, so they could be most efficient in terms of making those drops, because it's clear labor's we have shortage of labor, so it's tough to find drivers. They want to come in and pick up the packages and move on. So in that solution specifically, so the way the device was engineered, the way the label was created, and the software optimization, they saw 80% productivity. They got 80% more packages through the same box, if you will, in terms of the site. And that velocity, and we'll continue to talk about that,